Adam, you've been playing it, right? The
Yeah,
trilogy.
yeah. On Switch.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, man?
So far, so good. It definitely looks cleaner, but we noticed that it was going to look cleaner from the previews that they provided. Definitely looks good. Driving around, there's pop-ins, but that pop-in was there before. You know, if you're going too fast, making sharp turns, as I'm doing, trying to get away from the police, and I'm seeing some buildings off in the distance. It's an old game, but it's still fun. And the controls, the fact that it plays like GTA 5, it's all there. It just has that. It's Grand Theft Auto, the modern version. It doesn't have that blocky control style that it used to have, and just can't go back to that. And I think they noticed that if there was any change to make to these games, that's the key one, which is the controls. What are we
Yeah.
doing? We're playing the games. As we know from, what was it? There was an interview with one of the producers over at USA Today, and he talked about how they incorporated some assets from GTA 5. We got refrigerators, trees, and a few other things just to fill up the world. And just, hey, if you have the ability to do it and it's not really going to hinder the game's performance, why not? Because if not, then they would have to redo those textures or and make other adjustments. So just reuse the assets that you have.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's going to be an Easter egg hunt for anyone who's bored. See what other things that you can find that were not in the original that are in here. Because I'm sure there's going to be tons.
Probably a bunch of them. Yeah.
You know, exactly. It's probably going to be a bunch of, but it's great. It's fun to play these games, especially I like to play my Switch in handheld. That's my preferred. I got the OLED. That's what I want to do, and it's just it's what I always wanted because even when we had GTA on the Vita, that was Liberty City Stories. Remember that wasn't the full game. That wasn't the full experience. And here it is now. Now we have it. And even Chinatown Wars and all that wasn't what I really wanted. And now we have it on the go. So I'm thrilled with it. I want to keep playing it and just go through it. And I can see myself replaying all three of them.
Oh
Why
shit.
not? Why not? I'm starting though with Vice City though, because that was my favorite out of the three. Then
Yeah.
from there, I'll probably do San Andreas. All right, maybe I'll backtrack. I don't know if I could play GTA 3 again, because your guy doesn't talk. He's a mime. You know, he's mute, and that
He's
that
a vibe.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that whole thing, I just can't. I can't deal with that.
Man, respect Claude, man.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know, but it's there. What I did notice that was interesting. I don't know if anybody else. Well, probably it's the same for everyone. If anyone in the chat has it on consoles, the other consoles, Xbox, PlayStation, it downloads as three separate games. So it's not so much when I heard trilogy, just like most games that do
Yeah.
have trilogies, that's like Legendary, Mass Effect, all that stuff. It's all in a nice interface. It's a nice package. You know, you can select the game you want. We've seen that with a bunch of other trilogy sets like the Mega Man stuff. That's not the case here. There's just as three separate games, so you'll purchase as one package, but you're getting three different games, and they don't even interconnect. So there's no shared menu system of like if I back out of San Andreas, let me go into Vice. No, you got to close that game, go to the other one. And then I saw that San Andreas is going to be released, if not already, on Game Pass
Yeah, it is on
as a
Game Pass.
standalone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that one's by itself, and I don't understand. They're not even advertising that. So if you're gonna
Well,
do
we
for
we
one,
talked about it before. It's so weird. It's like Xbox gets San Andreas right on Game Pass, and then PlayStation gets GTA 3 on PS
yeah,
Now. So weird, you know?
yeah, it's weird, and they're not really talking about that. And it's like, well, I'm assuming that the reason why they have it broken up the way they do is because they do eventually have plans to sell them individually.
Yeah, yeah, I
So they're
could
like,
imagine that.
and that's probably why they were like, all right, we could have it in and make a nice little menu and do the whole thing and link them, or why waste the time? Let's just dump it all as separate games, and then that way, if we decide to sell them individually, because that was another thing that I did see in Reddit and a few other ones that people bitch about everything. And they're like, well, I only like San Andreas. Why do I have to buy the whole set for the other two? I'm never going to play them, blah, blah, blah. And then people are like, well, then go to Game Pass and do some. I don't want to go there. You can't make everybody happy. But it is weird because even when, especially on the Switch, we've seen a bunch of bundle sets, if you will. They had the Bioshock one with 1, 2, and then, of course, with the third one, and with Borderlands. But you could, even at launch, you could buy them all together, or you could buy them separate, and
Yeah.
that's not an option. So who knows when that's going to be available? But yeah, that's the only other little thing that I noticed that was weird. But overall, it's fun. It's great. The controls are great. It's Grand Theft Auto, man. And if you grew up with these games, I'm sure you'll get all kinds of flashbacks. That's what I've been getting, a lot of flashbacks of different times in my life playing these games. I remember GTA 3 when that came out. I was working at Software Etc.
Uh-oh.
Before it turned into a GameStop,
Yeah.
when it was,
Uh-huh.
and that coming in and playing that, and then later on in life with the Vice City and San Andreas and all those on the PS2, and it's a different time, but it's fun. And if you've never played it, it's worth playing. It's definitely worth playing.
I do
The
want to
story.
kind of go over some of the graphical changes, though. Let's see if I can share my screen correctly so you guys can see some of this.
And hear me really wax.
Oh, here we go. Will this work is the question. Yes, it does. All right, guys. You see this? This is the entire thread right now. You know? All right, so we're going to go here. So this is... that was CJ's girlfriend or one of them, you know, so look at her. We look at... This one is crazy. Look at this. I don't know. Oh, did that stop working? Oh, okay. It stopped working as soon as I clicked on it. But basically...
a 7 was there and they put a 9.
Yeah, let me go
What
back
happened?
to it. No, when I clicked on it, like to enlarge the picture, it went away. You know.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Complaining about it, or
But
do they?
no, but look at it. You can see it, like, you know. But yeah, there was a 7 there, and then he just posted a 9 for whatever reason. You know.
And it probably reused the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this sucks because if I click on this thing, it's gonna change it. You know. See if look at this one. Look at these cholos right here, man.
Oh boy.
Cholos.
Like look what they did to these dudes. This one's pretty brutal right here.
Look how they mess.
Like what?
Got the right.
Yeah, look at right here. Like what? How is that even possible?
Well, I mean, his arms used to do weird shit in
Yeah.
general when they got on him. So now it's like you get to see all the issues because his arms probably got to stretch out to fit the bike.
That's right. Yeah, this one the lady has a weird face. Another one with a weird face. This one I found interesting. You can now see Mount Chiliad from whatchamacallit, from Grove Street because there's no fog in the game. You're not supposed to be able to see that. Like the second picture shows you how far Mount Chiliad is. Like because you know there's the fog and stuff. These are just these are
Well,
just
also-
like reactions now. But yeah,
Also probably not only that because of the fog, but also the draw distance is
the
a
draw
lot better
distance.
than
Yeah,
the game.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Adam, have you noticed any weird stuff like that?
The faces look different, but I knew that coming into it because just following all the news and noticing that they made the changes when they were showing not just the environments but to the character models. Some people bitch. I don't care because for me it was so much of that. It was the story, the voice acting. It was great. Ray Liotta and all of that. It's still there. So I haven't seen anything weird that's just like, hey, what the hell's going on there? I'm sure I'll come across it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be perfect.
Not everything is there though. Some music is missing.
Oh,
You know?
I'm sure it's the very expensive stuff.
Well,
No, I don't think it's expensive because Rockstar could afford it. I think it's more like some artists don't want to be on there. Who knows?
Yeah, it's licensing, and this is we were talking about that off air. It's like it's a lot of times when they reach out to whether the label or most of the time it's the label and they say, yeah, we will need this song. It's like, oh well, that group is no longer with us, not under the label, and then so you have to find the group, and then maybe all the members aren't together or don't get along, and then you have to try to figure out who owns the rights to that song. It's just a lot of hassle that these guys just won't bother with. They'd rather just deal with a specific label. That's why EA uses a lot of the same songs in most of the games, because they'll work with a particular studio, Warner Brothers or whatever. It's all right, Warner Brothers Records, give us a bunch of songs and that's it. That's what we'll do. So it's tricky when we saw this even with Alan Wake. Remember, for a while, a few years back, they got pulled from Steam because of it was a song issue. One track on there, and they didn't have the rights to it, and they had to do a whole dispute. It's crazy. So I'm not surprised, because what was it? You came across the Ozzy was gone.
Yeah,
right?
so no Ozzy Osbourne in either Vice City or San Andreas. Here's the funny thing about the San Andreas one, right? So the song he had on there was Hellraiser. Motorhead did the exact same song. They should have just had the Motorhead version instead to do a replacement, you know. So yeah, with some tracks on here. No Michael Jackson songs anymore. They're all gone. You know.
Now, did they add new tracks? Because
No, I don't know if they added
like
new
when
tracks.
Tony Hawk 1 and 2 released, they even said, yeah, that some groups broke up. We can't track them down. We don't know. We can't add these songs, but we're gonna replace them. And they did. They put like double the amount of tracks. So I'm wondering if they added any new tracks from that time period.
I don't know if they did, but this is kind of interesting. So apparently these same tracks were taken out of the mobile versions that came out. It says a number of tracks were removed from Vice City and San Andreas when the games were re-released on iOS, Android, and PS Classics, PS3, and PS4. And Rockstar says those tracks will still be missing in definitive edition. So these are the same ones missing from, because the games were re-released a couple of years ago. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They don't have cars. Oh no!
Yeah, my God.
The one I found weird is they got rid of a Love Fist song. I'm like, Love Fist is a fake band created for the game. Yeah. So I'm guessing they the artists, they probably can't.
Whoever wrote it.
It's probably the performers. They couldn't get in contact with them.
Just one Love Fist song, by the way. They have the other Love Fist songs in there. It's just one specific song that's missing. You know.
It could be also It could also be the content of the song. Too.
Maybe could be that. What I'm thinking is maybe that
quality of the audio.
Well, no, I mean, but my guess is I could be wrong. My guess is like somebody probably wrote that song specifically. You know, and they can't find them. So what else is missing here? They don't have they don't have Japanese Boy anymore. I think I'm turning Japanese. They don't have that.
That could be
that could be content.
Some people find it. Some people find it offensive now. You know how things are now.
Yeah. Oh no, Billie Jean, man.
Well, yeah, that's the Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Over on San Andreas, what are we missing here? Tom Petty.
Before you get to that,
what's up?
What about the "And I Run so far away"?
I haven't come across
Thankfully, that is still in there because that's like the Vice City song.
That was in the commercials.
Yeah, exactly. And I run. Yeah, no, that's still in there. Thankfully, Oh, they don't have Video Kill the Radio Star anymore.
Oh, shit.
Oh man, fucking it up. Oh, I didn't realize they had a 2 Live Crew song in Vice City. Oh, that must have been when it was starting. Can't stop, get it, don't stop, get it, Doodoo Brown. Remember those shit, man? Oh, man. All right, this San Andreas, what are we missing here? They got Tom Petty song, Running Down a Dream, Joe Cocker, Black Harmony. I didn't like the San Andreas soundtrack as much as I liked Vice City. NWA, Express Yourself.
Is that missing?
Oh, that's missing, yeah.
Damn.
Remember, that song had that line, "Don't express yourself," from an older song,
Yeah.
Oh, they don't have "Killing in the Name of" from Rage Against the Machine anymore.
Yeah, maybe the team.
No James Brown songs at all here.
Group sounds,
What? No James Brown?
No James Brown. No George Clinton.
But it doesn't. All right, so it's saying all the things they removed, but they
didn't say anything about adding.
They had to.
No, I don't think so. They don't have to.
They don't have to do a damn.
They don't have to do shit, bro.
Because then that means
they gotta have something.
In the game. How many
Carlos Market
in there if they're removing a bunch of them?
Yeah.
Right.
No, they didn't. They don't have to do nothing. They still got plenty of songs there.
Well, that's it. I don't know if they have plenty of songs. I don't know how many songs do they have in total. Did they say?
I'm just glad Anthrax is still in there. And Slayer,
Metal Thrashing Mad.
Thrashing Mad.
Yeah, that's still in there. But yeah, so I don't know. After some stuff, I don't know if I want to get this now.
Oh,
yeah.
Songs?
Not because of the songs, but like the other stuff too. I'm like, the graphics don't look as good as I thought they were gonna look. You know what I mean? Like I was like, you can't keep the fog in there. Like Jesus, like. It's always weird when games do that, like to move the fog that was there. It's like that's ambiance, man, and it's LA supposed to be fucking hazy,
I don't like it. I didn't like it even. Remember when we were playing the Division 2? We didn't have that, and then when they added, it pissed me off.
Yeah,
I'm like, shit. We had that. Remember that draw distance was ridiculous. We could see people from miles away, and then all of a sudden we jumped. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Is someone smoking? Is something burning? Yeah, and they just changed it. They added all that.
No, I like that shit. It adds atmosphere, No, but it's like LA needs to have that, man.
Oh, the people that live there, they don't want it. They wish they could get that shit to get scrubbed away.
Yeah.
Did you talk about how they remove some of the cheats?
Oh,
Yeah, there's some
I
cheats
know we
that
did
are
not talk about that. What's going on, Brian? You fill me in, man.
Yeah, they apparently removed some of the cheats for technical reasons. I'm not sure what those technical reasons are because it makes no
Hot
damn
coffee,
sense.
you know.
I never used any of the cheats. Which cheats did they remove? To like
I
make
don't
it
know which
instant
ones,
5
but-
stars or to drop tanks, that type of shit.
Left down, right up, left down, right up. Is it that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know which ones exactly, but after I read that, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna touch this. Like, this is
Because the cheats? God,
no, because of everything else. This was the straw that broke the back. Because again,
Holy
as Tony
shit.
said, like the weird glitches, the character models, and whatnot. It's just like it just doesn't feel like the same game. Like it just doesn't feel the same, and it just
Well,
feels really sloppy to me.
it feels better if you on the control side because it's using the GTA 5 ones. So if
Yeah,
anything,
but-
that's a big improvement in the gameplay department.
True, but at the same time, it like why? Like it just feels really rushed out to market, and
Yeah.
I don't think. I honestly don't think that they gave it as much time as it should have gotten. Because
I
again,
agree.
if they made everything like the same quality and everything was lovely and polished and everything was great, then yeah, it's fine. But there's just lots of things here and there that tar the whole experience. And the thing with the cheats, I was like, okay, I think I'm done with that because again, the cheats were part of the fun. Like after you finish playing the game, then you add the cheats in there. You do some wacky stuff because again, you beat the game, you've got all the stuff. So add in some cheats and have some fun. That was GTA. Like that's how you enjoyed yourself with GTA before GTA Online was a thing. You just doing some cheats and went crazy.
But cheats are still there, which is just which ones are not there. Maybe it's ones that you never used. I remember they had a lot of cheats. I never bothered. I had a buddy who knew some of them by heart, or whichever way.
Yeah.
I just remember him dropping tanks and putting 5 stars and getting all the weapons and stuff and just causing chaos.
I had so many cheats. Like GTA San Andreas had 3 different cheats for weapons because they had like so many weapons in that game. So yeah, I'll probably just play it on Game Pass and then just never touch it again because again, I don't see the point. And lucky enough for me, I have the originals on Steam, so at least then when the Steam Deck comes out, I'll play those.
Oh, excuse me?
Yeah, right there you could do that.
Yeah, well, hopefully those work. Remember, we need those green check boxes now. Now we gotta look up the fucking check boxes.
Yeah. Oh, real quick shout out to Chancleta Mangu who's joining us in the chat right now. What's going on, brother? Armando, awesome having you on Throwdown recently. I am Papa Rick. What's going on to you, Greg? Nice shout out everybody in the chat right now, man. We got
Greg,
Logic
nice.
Links, Mighty
CL
Nerd.
smooth.
Yeah, man. Yeah, very smooth. Yes, hot coffee was a real thing, man. But the thing is, you had to like. What was it? It was
was a
like
light
hidden in the
into it.
code.
You need a
Yeah, it
game.
was
You
in
need a
the code.
Game Shark for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it wasn't just
a hidden
accessible.
area that
Yeah.
you can just find, and that
Yeah. So it wasn't like just there, like, oh, what do you do? It's like you have to dig deep,
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, Brian, I didn't know about the cheats. That's disappointing too, bro. Fuck.
You use cheats too. We always talk about
Not
gamer with
yeah.
the cheats. And
Well,
you-
there's a difference.
tell me you with the
If
cheats.
you're streaming a game and you're using cheats, that's a different story. If you're doing it on your own, whatever, who cares? But if you're streaming it and then presenting that as the actual game, that's a problem. At least in my opinion. I use them sometimes, but not really, because I like doing it on my own. Like, I want to get the 5 stars on my own. I want to get the tank on my own. 'Cause that's what happens when the 5 stars come, right? They roll in with the tanks. They're like, okay, let me, get this guy out of the tank, because it could be tricky. Then I get in the tank, and then I start killing shit. You make games out of that. And then San Andreas, I would like, was that a cheat or not? Yes, it was a cheat. Never mind. The jet, right? I would spawn a jet on top of my house, right? And then I go to Area 51 and start shit with the military, have dog fights over fucking Area 51. But you have to be careful how where you fly, because if you fly directly over it, they'll blow your ass up.
But that was GTA 4, same thing.
Yeah.
Certain airspace you couldn't fly over. And 5-2. Remember when we were playing heights and stuff? Like, oh, going too far off. What do you mean going too far? And then
Blowing
getting shot
up.
down. Yeah.
Yep, that happens, man.
But it brings the feels. At least on my end, it still brings the feels, and it made me happy, and it put a smile on my face.
Again, I was hyped for it. I mean, maybe I'll get it eventually, but it's like, because I was actually kind of hyped for it, and then I'm hearing all this stuff like, oh. Because I agree with Brian, it feels like they rushed it out there, you know? I understand the music not being there, I get that, but some of the stuff, like, you could have put a little bit more care into this, you know?